Talk about your decision to serve a mission.
I guess I just start with, it was a decision that I thought a lot about, I think like most people do. But with me, coming from where I was from, in Wisconsin, where there was maybe 1 or 2 other members in my school, including a sibling, it wasn't a social norm at all to just kind of take off. And so there were people in my ward who took off and went, but they didn't go, I mean, none of them went to my high school, and it was just kind of a foreign thing to me. I mean, my dad served, but my family never really pressured me into doing anything, and so I just kind of went with what was comfortable. And what's most comfortable is coming to an awesome school and playing basketball and having fun. I mean, that's definitely the easier route in most people's eyes. So I did that. And then my dad kind of hit me with the question probably a couple months ago, just because he wants my best. He's looking for the best interest in me. And anyway, I guess it got me thinking, and I was thinking about next year and whatever it would bring. And I thought, you think long term and down the road, and I think a lot of people here have a good head on their shoulders, and they think a mission's what's best for you in 40 years. I mean, I love what I'm doing now, and if I was gonna go with what's most comfortable, I'd keep playing. I mean, that's what I would do. But I want to serve the Lord, and I want to give of myself, and I think this is a really unique opportunity. There's only a certain time that you can go, so that's the long story.
What do you think triggered that decision to go? What was like the training point?
Bunch of things. So, I mean, when I initially, even when Eric left, I thought about it because he's one of my good friends, and he told me, you should go, and a lot of people tell you should go because they thought I'd be a good missionary and whatnot. But back then I was kind of looking for some kind of miracle or something, like I don't know if I was waiting for a vision or what I was waiting for, but I wanted something that would assure me that it was the right thing to do. And just recently, within these last 2 months after I talked to my dad, I felt something then. I talked to my mom, I felt something then. It was just all these little conversations I had. And then ultimately it's on you, because no matter what they say, I wanted it to be my decision, because if I go for someone else, I mean, chances are either I'm not going to give it my all, or I'll come back, or, I mean, something will go wrong. So I wanted to make sure I was committed to it 100%, and so that's kind of, I guess, where it comes from.
Portland has all those big guys that play a lot. Do you expect them to play, as far as all the big guys, a little bit more than usual to match up with them?
I think that makes sense. I mean, we'll see what the game plan entails. I mean, obviously we've been doing a lot of 4-guard stuff, and I wouldn't doubt that we stick to that game plan, because last time Portland came in here and we did a 4-guard look, and they were the ones that had to adjust because we put it on them to start the game. It could be an in-game adjustment, realistically, but I think as we head into it, us big men, I think we had a really good practice today, and we know that we could have a big responsibility heading into this game, so we'll just try our best to focus and do our best.
Frank Bartley told me the other day that you really made him feel comfortable kind of in Provo. And
yeah.
Hangs out with you.
Yeah.
Is that something you've kind of tried to do, put it on yourself to do, or just kind of happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love Frank. He's a great guy. He's one of my best friends on the team, but that's hard to say because everyone is. But I love Frank. He's a great guy, and we came in together, and I think that's another thing that kind of bonds you. In the summer dorms when I very first came here, I was rooming with Eric, but Frank was one door across the hall. He was right there. And then we lived in a little apartment after the summer dorms together, so I kept living with him, and I mean, we were just really good friends, and I'm glad. I mean, it always you always feel good when I announced that I was going to leave. It feels good when people feel bad almost, because you're like, oh, I'm glad that I was a significant enough role in your life that I made you feel good day to day, or that we were good friends or something. So when I took off, I mean, a lot of people took it hard, but Frank definitely took it hard, and he's been a guy who, yeah, he comes over to our place all the time, because we did live together last year, we didn't this year, so he'll come over all the time and watch TV or whatever. And I think for me, I just understand, and all the guys do, they've served abroad in all these places where there's not very many members, but just coming from a place where there were no members and all my friends were non-member, I think there's just maybe a little bit more of a connection there with Frank, and so it was really easy to try and make him as comfortable as he can be.
What aspect of your game do you feel you've improved on the most this year, and what are your goals going into these last couple games?
I think just communication on the court. So talking as much as you can to your guys, because I said it at the beginning of the year, and I've continued to say it. All I want to do is make everyone on this team as comfortable as they can be, because I realize we have some all-star talent on BYU, and that's just kind of the way it is. Guys come in, and you got the Tyler Hawes and the Kyle Collinsworth, who are these big name guys, and they're big names because they do a lot on the court. They do a whole lot for the team, and so you want to do everything you can for everyone else on the court. I want to talk to them so not only that I can make plays, but they can make plays. And so that's what I've been, that's what I've been trying to do, and I think that's what I'm going to continue to try and do throughout the end. I think we shied away from being physical as a big man group, and that's why things weren't as great for us in the middle of the season. We wanted to get a lot better. And so we had a little turning point, and we decided collectively, because there's only one big guy on the floor, and we're splitting minutes a lot, and so it's hard to sometimes get in a groove, realistically, but you want to contribute, and the best way for us to contribute is to rebound and be physical. So we're just going to try and keep rebounding, and this, that couldn't be any bigger going into Portland and Gonzaga. We know we have to rebound. We win when we rebound, 17-0 or something like that when we rebound. So, that's what we got to do.
You a bracketology guy?
I try not to look into it. Once the brackets come out, don't get me wrong, I fill out like 4 of them, so I can have one that I'm like, yeah, see, I got it. But I love the brackets once they come out, but I can't.
Now, are you we're up or down?
Yeah, it's hard to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch ESPN all the time, and they cover that. Once it gets to the end, that's all they cover. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll watch, but. You try not to get emotionally invested in what people say, because you never know. We headed into last year, projected at whatever seed, and at one point when we were sitting in that room together, things got tight and uncomfortable because we thought we had missed a couple of spots, and we're like, I don't know if we're gonna get in, and all of a sudden, boom, BYU comes up at 10. We're like, and no one else saw it. I don't think anyone saw it. We didn't, and I don't think anyone else outside of BYU's program really did, and it was obviously one of the greatest feelings. Going to the NCAA tournament's a blast, and it was something I'll never forget, and it's something we want to get back to. So, you see it, but you try not to put too much thought into what all the analysts are saying.
Is it still a fun time of year that way, though, knowing everything that rides on every game at this point?
Yeah, for sure. We know, because you start the season and you want to win games. You want to win every game you play. Coach Rose said it at the beginning of the year. You want to win every game you play. But it's just the nature of the beast is you get further into the season, each game will mean more. So we know now that there's only 2 regular season games left. When you're in the middle of conference, it's like, oh, we still have conference, or oh, we still have conference tournament after that and tournament after that. Well, we only have 2 games left, and then we have the conference tournament, and then wherever we go. So I think it's definitely everyone's in tune. People, it was some kind of show out here today. We were going at each other, and practices get a little more intense as the year goes on because you get a little sick of each other. But anyway, but yeah, we got a different perspective now.
Anything else?
How has your relationship with God helped you be a better basketball player?
That is a good question. Here at BYU, like I said, people have perspective, and it's really awesome. And I have a lot of teammates who. This is a little off your question, but I have a lot of teammates who are such amazing people, not just basketball players. I have all these guys, whether they're LDS or not. Everyone on this team, I promise you, is a great person. You sit down and talk to any of them, and you're going to feel good after the conversation because they're the nicest guys in the world. And so I just thoroughly enjoyed. It's hard to leave this specific group of guys behind, because you grow to love them. They're honestly, for this period of your life, they're more like your family than mine is. My family's all the way back in Florida. So, you're so close to these guys, and they're such good influences, and they helped me to always keep that perspective and, remember that, you're nothing without God, and every day you're blessed that you get to go out on the court and lace up your shoes and be healthy. Every day you're, blessed in so many ways to get to play basketball here, or at, any college basketball player is blessed with the opportunity that he has. And so, yeah, you definitely keep that perspective with this group of guys.